those, the actual abilities, and what are their ratings, in my opinion. And to me, a medium rating is probably the most decent rating you can have. Easy is just ridiculously too simple. Like anybody can use it and dominate, or anybody can use it. It's a super easy ability to use. Hard is high skill cap. Even though you can use it, it's going to be very situational, and you're going to have to get really good at using it in said situations. It's sort of like using reflex blocks and crucibles in Vainglory. You gotta be good at that. Like I suck at reflex blocks, but it was really weird. I could use my fountain, or I could use the fountain, or I could use my flask to protect me the same way you should be able to do it with reflex block. Don't know why, but that's how it worked for me. So what I'm gonna do is go into the loadouts, and I'm going to go through the abilities. I'm gonna tell you what my ratings are for them, and I'm going to give you an idea of like how I think they could be either improved to get them at least to medium level. It's like they're not super OP, but at least a new casual player can get into it and might be able to use it and not feel like, wow, I just spent all this money and I completely wasted it. I might go into trinkets too, but trinkets are much simpler and more straightforward than abilities. So that's just the thing. I think abilities are a little bit more complex. So we'll start with my first ability that I have, which is Temporal Rush. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be putting my information in my ratings inside the chat, just so it'll be saved in the video and I don't really have to go rewrite it again somewhere else. So I'll do Temporal Rush, and we'll read what Temporal Rush does, and I'll give you my rating after I finish reading it, and I'll explain to you why it's the rating that I give it. So the stats for Temporal Rush: dodge a target direction, dealing damage to enemies pass through. So the max damage or the max health that you get for it right now for me at level 11 is 196. Charge time is 8.6 seconds, and you deal 480 damage every time you go through any enemy you go through while you're using Temporal Rush. It does that much damage. Cast distance is 6.4. In my opinion, Temporal Rush, because of its ability to use it while you're running flags, and this ridiculously short charge time or cooldown of under 9 seconds. Like this is like one of the easiest abilities to use. And the reason I say it's easy is especially if you're playing capture the flag, running flags, it makes this like simple. And then if you can just get certain mods to also reduce the cooldown ability, like I have here too, already 4%, and you can have it along different items, you could actually get this thing down to under 8 seconds. And it's kind of ridiculous already at how low the cooldown timer is. So Temporal Rush is one of those abilities that anybody who gets it right away, it makes a big impact in your play. It's really easy to use. And if you're playing modes like Flag Hunter or Capture the Flag, it gives you a way greater advantage than folks who might have Blink or people who might actually have Leap Attack, because those two do not work with whenever you're holding a flag. So Temporal Rush, in my rating for Temporal Rush is easy. It's a really easy to use item. Again, all of these items can be played badly, or they could be played really, to a level where it seems like they're super OP. But ease of use and getting the most benefit and impact out of the game soon as you get it, Temporal Rush would be considered an easy to me. So that's really easy. So how would you get it to like a medium where it's not just like, wow, I can go crazy and press buttons and kick butt? I would think the cooldown needs to be increased a little bit. And honestly, I don't think you should be able to use it while carrying flags. The argument is, and I've had it used against me and I've used it against people, is it's because it can't go through items. Sort of like it can't go through a wall, and Leap Attack and Blink can go through actual items, and they have slightly longer ranges. That's the reason why they're disabled with flags, while Temporal Rush isn't. But I've had situations where the game's about to end. You hit like a ability with overdrive to get a speed boost. You're about to get the flag, and then the opponent temporal rushes in and scores in a second, like half a second before you touch the flag. Super annoying, but that's how temporal rush works. So next ability we're gonna look at is going to be Stasis. So today I actually started playing Stasis, and I created like a build that I thought that Stasis might actually be useful in. So Stasis, I'm using it in a support build, and the reason I'm using it in a support build is it's to keep me alive longer and to allow me to be able to like help my teammates. This is not a ability for 1v1s. It's not an ability for trying to protect yourself so you can win a fight. It's more of staying alive so you can either run away or give something to your teammates because you're still a-okay. So how does Stasis work? So Stasis is freeze in place and become immune to all damage. Reactivate the ability to end it early. So it has a duration, and this is just level 5. It has a duration of already 3.24 seconds. So when you don't know what Stasis is, Stasis seems like the game is glitching. Like when I first saw it used against me by Bowling Penguin, playing a core rush, this is the times where we used to get like high pings and the game used to freeze a lot. I thought the game kept on freezing or his connection was working better than mine. So I literally had to go after playing with him like 4 or 5 games. Like, what the hell? Me raging on the stream. Oh, what is this? This guy has a better connection than me. No, it's just that I didn't know what it was. Once you figure out what Stasis is, then you know what you're looking for. It's pretty easy to beat. You stay away from the person. If you have a high ranged weapon or a weapon that does a lot of damage or has a high capacity ammo, you just sit there and keep aiming at it and shooting at it until Stasis wears off and you kill the guy. That's the problem with Stasis. There is nothing besides the invulnerability. You can't move, you can't fire, you can't shoot, you can't do anything. You just can stay there. I actually have a bunch of videos I did today, a 30-minute stream I did today where I was using it really effectively. Like a swarm of people came firing at me. My teammates came in, cleaned them up, and I was able to roll away. Or lots of damage is coming through, blocked it, time it, deactivate it at a time where they're not firing, and then you clean up. So Stasis has only one function, and you can't move while you're using it. And it's super easy to beat. If you're surrounded by 4 people in all directions, you're dead. Unless you have your primal ready to go. And if you don't, and you're slightly off on your timing, you're still dead. So Stasis, in my opinion, out of all of the abilities right now, I would call it a hard. And then that charge time, holy smokes, 18 seconds. I have some cooldowns on it, so mine is not that bad. Or if you're playing support items, it brings down your cooldown. So it's like, for me, like 12 seconds. Because I'm playing 1 or 2 support items. So it's not totally horrible, but still. Like, this is a really hard... Stasis is, I rate it hard. It's very difficult to use. And once people know what it is, you ain't gonna be getting over on a lot of people. Stasis is literally an item that works against new people and bots really well. When it comes to players who've seen it and know what it is, not so much. So how would you get Stasis from a hard, let's say, down to a medium? I would say Stasis needs something like when we were playing Vainglory and when you were playing Catherine, and she would activate that shield. And when that shield activates, it reflects some damage. So I would think like at a level 20 Stasis, you could reflect 50% of the damage that's hitting you. Just 50. So I would say you would start either at 15 or 20 on level 1, and then you're building up to that 50 for that 50%. If 50 is a little high, maybe 40. But I think there should be some kind of give back for not being able to move, not being able to do anything, and everybody can attack you. So like imagine you activate stasis and then a Torden comes and hammers down on you. That Torden would take damage. He's hurt. If he can't kill you, but there's a penalty to pay for attacking someone in stasis. And if you ever look at what stasis looks like, it looks like a giant, super strong crystal that can't be hit. So I could definitely see it reflecting back damage. So that would bring it down to a medium, I think, and maybe the charge time to maybe about 15. The reason I keep bringing down charge times or increasing charge times, it's as we go through some of the other items, you're going to see that the abilities that they have are ridiculous and their charge times are super low. And you're just like, what the hell? So that's something that's kind of crazy. But like to me, what we're trying to push everything to is probably a medium. A medium would be a nice place for most items. So we'll go on to the next item. Frostbomb. I think they fixed it because I think they gave it a little bit more range. Or I have gameplay. I'm going to be uploading it. Actually, if you're on my channel right now, you can actually see I did about five highlights today where I was just using stasis. I'm going to be pushing those up to YouTube, but you can actually check it right